this is Jeff. Welcome on board to a new episode of the Tryhard Academy podcast, where it's always
better to get good rather than get wrecked. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and we have ourselves an awesome article to talk about tonight. We are going to be talking about combo versus synergy.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that. Now, in our last episode, we discussed the ad nauseum fishbowl archetype for competitive commander, but in the process of discussing the archetype and the deck itself, questions were brought up around the Academy about what the nature of the deck really is. And in specific, the question was asked whether or not the deck was really a combo deck or if it was really just good synergy. So we're going to be putting that to rest in this episode by discussing what synergy is and what combo is, as well as the difference between the two.
Yeah, no, and today it's all about juiciness and sour.
Yeah, if you go online to any one of a number of Facebook pages or Magic the Gathering oriented websites, you're going to find a lot of people putting out content that involves multiple cards interacting together and people calling it a combo. But if you really pay attention to what the definition of synergy is versus the definition of a combo, you're going to realize very quickly what they're talking about is just a whole bunch of synergies, and they're just misinterpreting what the definition really is.
Yeah, no, there's actually cards that posted up. What was it, the modular set that people talked about? Oh, the module combo set. No, the modules themselves were synergy.
Right.
Not particularly great synergy, but it was synergy.
Block synergy, right.
Yeah, block synergy. Oh, yeah, it's like, yeah, you actually had to have, what is it, some SAC outlet, KCI, or even Ashnod's Altar, just to make it work as a combo, yeah. But it was essentially synergy at the very core.
Exactly, and I'm glad that you put that in perspective, because not everybody takes that into consideration. Now, before we get any further, I'd like to also point out, feel free to check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Team Tryhard. You can also check us out on the internet via Wix site. We also have the internet link for our website, and we'll also post articles there as well as our actual videos there as well.
Yeah, so without further ado, let's get into this. And this article is dedicated to asking two simple questions.
Right.
Number one, when does synergy become combo? And number two, more importantly, what is the difference?
So to answer that, let's first refer to MTG Salvation's wiki page to what a combo is, or at least how it's defined there. We will also post the link in the description of this video, so that way you can follow along with us. Number one, combo. Short for combination, combo can refer to a variety of concepts. 1A, card combination. Any combination of two or more cards which produces a beneficial effect designed to gain an advantage over the opponent. 1B, combo deck. A deck or archetype which uses a combo as its victory condition. The deck is designed entirely for the purpose of setting up and protecting the combo.
Now time for the synergy. Synergy is kind of simple. Synergy refers to a small positive interactions of individual cards in a deck. A synergistic deck is one where every card benefits from another card in some way or fashion in that deck. Even a deck full of seemingly bad cards can be a good deck if it showcases potent synergy. Mm-hmm. Besides, a very common example of tribal decks. After all, goblins and elves? Yeah.
Those are very, very classic. Wizards, in fact, as well.
Yeah, wizards.
On a very rudimentary level.
Yeah, right now in our standard right now, yeah, that's a they have some decent showcasings.
Ataliz, the Cinderwind, has been also showing some promise in Modern too, believe it or not.
Exactly. I heard about that. Wizards. Modern Wizards.
Who would have thought, right?
Yeah, I know, right? Who knew?
Now, for the purpose of this discussion, the concept of the combo deck is not going to be talked about here. Quite frankly, that is a totally different discussion for a totally different time.
Yeah, no, the deck archetypes is something that is...
Right.
Yeah.
So, for the purposes of this discussion, we're going to only be talking about the concept of the card combination. So, from our play experience here at the Academy, here's the qualifier for when synergy becomes combo. Any interaction of two or more cards that, by their interaction, causes an unfair upset balance in the game balance, if and when are allowed to resolve and or remain on the field. Oftentimes, combos will win you the game or cause the game to come to a crashing halt with a player in a severe advantage.
A distinction is also important because there are methods for cards for be cheated into play, such as Tooth and Nail, Reanimate, Unburial Rites, Court of Calling, and so on and so forth.
I mean, Elvish Piper, Ad Nauseam, Doomsday,
Yeah,
for
no.
crying out loud.
Yeah, no, Doomsday's it's an
That in and of
article
itself-
right up his
Yeah, that in and of itself is a primer to all of itself.
Yeah. Tooth
So-
and Nail, I've seen.
Oh yeah, no, go find Kiki Cheeky, Zealous Conscripts, go find Mike and Trike.
Right? Yeah. No, there's too many options here for that.
Right, and we could go on and on and on. But let's get to one of the many well-known combo interactions, such as Primus Armageddon, because this is an example of a combo in action.
Oh, man.
So-
I hate this combo.
Yeah, I know you do. This interaction includes Woodfall Primus, Malira Silvok Outcast, and a sacrifice outlet of your choice. Now, the reason why this is a great example of a combo in action is because the interaction has the ability to cripple all opponents. Depending also on the sock outlet that you use and the permanents on the field at the time of resolution, you can also go infinite or perform this interaction any number of times to reach a desired effect.
Yeah, no, that seems kind of dumb if I ever heard it.
Yeah, it is.
Especially if you have something out there like, I don't know, a Darksteel Citadel.
That's a very good example. Any sort of indestructible non-creature permanent would do it.
Yep, exactly. But truth be told is that not all combos are destructive by nature. Some are disruptive, and quite frankly, not all have to win you the game.
I'm glad you made that important distinction.
Yeah.
So, an example of that. Immortal Coil, Platinum Angel, Bajuka Bog.
Yeah.
Great example. Here's another recent example. Polyraptor, Aether Flash.
You know what one of my favorite ones, though, of all time, though? Of all time? Salt Suit, Bronze Bombshell.
I love that interaction. It's hilarious. It just catches people off guard.
Yeah, no, it's like, hey, by the way, here's a Bronze Bombshell for you.
Right. So before we get about any of those other interactions,
Yeah.
let's talk about the main one here, which is Immortal Coil, Platinum Angel, and
Yeah,
Bajuka
let's
Bog,
explain this one.
because this is a pretty straightforward one. The other ones are a little bit iffy. So that particular interaction, the first one we mentioned, when it's properly executed, has the capacity to cause the game to end in an intentional draw due to an infinite loop of state-based triggers. This combo disrupts the game balance because you, the player, caused it. And more importantly, if you're pulling this off, you're probably doing this to prevent yourself from losing the game for whatever your reasons are.
Yeah, no, this is not a table-friendly combo by any means.
Not at all.
But can it save you from being killed?
You damn
oh,
right it
hell
can.
yeah!
You're damn right it can.
By taking everyone else with you.
Mutually assured destruction, right?
Yeah, the Mad Doctrine.
Right, exactly. Just like nuclear warfare. So, as we can also talk about very vividly, kind of like how we were talking about with elves and goblins and wizards, synergies themselves are not always combos, but combos are usually derived from synergies themselves that can also become an engine as well for other interactions.
Prime Speakers of Ghana and Deadeye Navigator.
And that's a great example because the net result is at flash speed, you draw at a minimum of 6 cards for 1 in a blue. You can't find that kind of interaction anywhere else.
No, that's one of the most dumbest interactions.
In fact, this synergy is really, really good. It can be considered a combo because of the absurd amount of card advantage that results from this interaction. In fact, the player-to-player balance ratio becomes completely upset in this regard.
Yeah.
So let's go a little bit further than that now that I'm thinking about it. Palancron.
Hey,
From way back in the
day.
Urza Saga block, right?
Yeah, there's Palancron, the king of combo making.
Boo. I know you love that card. I like it. No, so let's say you take Palancron and you pair it with Deadeye Navigator. You play 1 in a blue, and that's, of course, after you pair it with Palancron. You flicker Palancron, it comes back in, you untap 7 lands, right?
Exactly.
So you're netting mana infinitely over and over and over again, right? Now let's flicker Deadeye and repair it to Zagana. What happens? Pay 1 in a blue, draw your deck at a ratio of 6 cards per interaction.
Yeah, no, that's kind of dumb.
It's really stupid.
find what you need.
Yeah.
Proceed to win the game.
Or even better, right of replication with Biovisionary. That's synergy that can be considered a combo because it wins you the game right there.
You could also do water tower shenanigans.
Oh, Aetherflux Reservoir?
Yeah.
Thanks, don't remind me. So, in summation, we believe here at the Academy that synergy in and of itself does not have the capacity to win the game by itself, but it can put you in a very nice position to do so. So, Red Deck wins, or Esper Solar Flare decks from back in the days of 2011, 2012, for example.
Yeah.
Great examples of synergy.
Yeah, no, that was synergy at its finest.
More importantly, synergy, as you can obviously tell from what we've been talking about, relies specifically on the board state in order for it to be successfully executed.
Exactly.
But combos, on the other hand, don't per se care about the board state or the rest of your deck or anyone else's deck most of the time, because they can just win right on their own most of the time, depending on whomever does or does not have interaction in their hand. It's kind of like if you're sitting at a multiplayer game and you're having this debate through your cards, the combo is kind of like letting out a long fart.
Yes.
And it's a loud, long fart, and it just says, you know what? Forget you guys, I win. Meh.
Yeah, exactly. It's not pretty hard to... And the fact is that you look at what people call some combo decks, people call combo deck. It's like, that ain't combo deck.
No.
That is just a bunch
High-powered synergy.
Yeah, that really actually adds up. Most food chain decks are nothing more than...
Most food chain decks aren't more than really just good synergy. Now, there are some exceptions to that rule. Prosh as a food chain deck is a combo deck at its nature because you're using
food chain
and a creature that you can cast from exile, which then allows you to create infinite tokens.
Yep.
Now, if you don't use a creature you can cast from exile, you're basically having to rely on food chain and Prosh in order to help you get there.
Yeah, no, it's pretty stupid, really. But the truth is that combo decks go off anywhere that as soon as two pieces are plugged together.
Yeah, and it's usually no more than 2 to 3 pieces anyway.
Yeah.
Synergy oftentimes requires the board state in and of itself. Yeah. Now, that's all the time that we have for this episode. As always, if you have a response, feel free to like, share, and if you haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe. Check us out on the internet through Facebook at facebook.com/Team Tryhard. Also, check us out on the internet through our website via the Wix site, which we will leave the link in the description. As always, it's always better to get good
rather than get wrecked.